TGC Requiem here. We're back with some green-black elves. Really just trying to put the deck through the ringer right now. Keep tweaking. There's some more changes today. 5 land. No. Bad TGC Requiem. Mulligan. No. Oh my gosh. So actually I think I'm going to keep this one because of Lead the Stampede. We're probably just going to lose, but I don't think going down any lower is going to really be relevant or helpful. So, and then I'm going to put this on I'll put it on top. Oh, cool, burn. Alright, so I actually pulled everything out of my sideboard that is for burn because I feel like they're just really super tight matches and it kind of depends on who's on the play, at least with the build I've been playing. So I am, and that actually worked out even better with the cavern, so I'm actually going to just try and go without any, not without anything, but without any like kind of main hate for burn. And this is pretty much the worst we could possibly draw here. What's worse is the turn we play Lead the Stampede, we're not even gonna be able to cast any creatures. But that next turn, we might be able to cast some. This guy's probably like, what is this guy playing? Alright, we know there's an elf on top. We also know we cannot play it. Three shaman. Alright, so what can we do? We could go next turn land, elf, 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 Chord for Heritage Druid. Which would bring the Sentinel back up. And that's it. But that offers us kind of our best ability to run with this. I think we actually cut the Visionary. And we're just gonna have to cut one of the Shaman. Unless we want to count on drawing one more 1-drop. I guess at least Shaman Stonewalls. We could go to... Actually, we go 3, activate down to 1, up to 4. Yeah, so we're still either way, we're just casting Chord. Or no, because we couldn't do that before anyway. Yeah, I think we have to cut a shaman. I don't know how I draw so many freaking lands. I feel like I draw so many lands, it's ridiculous. That's game. Seriously. So I suppose. Yeah, because we can't even technically chord. I was gonna say we could chord for Nettle Sentinel. Alright. Game 2. We were on the play. Ugh, that's so bad. Mulligan to 5. I personally hate Spellskite in the matchup. I don't think it does anything of value for reference. I think we could bring in a Fracturing Gust. I don't know that we need more than one Lead the Stampede in this matchup. Actually, no, I think the Coco's better. I think that's all we're going to do, especially being on the play. Just trying to decide if I want to pull out that other lead. I was kind of between lead and Collected Company for possibly another chord to go after the Reclamation Sage. Lead can help us get out ahead, but it hurts us if there's an Eidolon on the battlefield. I think, yeah, let's go that route. If I could guarantee I was going to draw into another land, I would keep this. We can keep this. So we're going to go Nettle Sentinel into either Visionary or Elite. Into either Visionary or Elite. This really clogs up the board. Actually, I think we're going to keep that. Excellent. So being that we're in the burn matchup, we don't see any reason why we're going to need to cast double black at this point. We are just going to go here. We'll go with a likely at this point we're looking at another Dwynen's Elite next turn. Sure. Okay, now that we haven't drawn a land, no, we still want to put pressure on him. We get to the point where Visionary paired with something else could be pretty good. Tasty. So I absolutely would trade a 2/2 for a Goblin Guide. Draw me 2 lands, that would just be the icing on the cake. Collected Company. It's gonna attack for what? Boros, Charm. Right now, I think we force him to waste his resources on our elves to buy us time. And we just hope they're not Searing Blazes, Searing Bloods, etc. So the fact that that is, excuse me, not a land is really painful. take two with a trade. Yep, I think that's what we got to do at this point. As much as I would love him to feed me some lands, he's really run the creatures out here. Right. Well, yeah, that's game. Well, we just drew really poorly. I mean, we had everything we needed for a fast start. We didn't draw. We drew one of our 16-1 drops. We didn't draw any of our lands. Literally, between our lands and our one drops, that's over half of our cards, and we drew three of them through like 12 cards. So there's really not a whole lot you can do there. That's just bad luck to an extent. And I hate to put all that. I feel like we played that as well as we could. And then in the first game, we had to mulligan to 5 and really didn't have anything going. So sometimes Dems how the cookies crumbles. But I do feel like, generally speaking, this matchup is often decided, at least since Shaman of the Pack. Before Shaman of the Pack, it wasn't necessarily this way. But since Shaman of the Pack, I feel like this matchup is often decided by who's on the play. And it doesn't mean you can't sideboard 4 to the sideboard's not worthwhile, but that's just my experience. TGC Requiem. Oh, I think we are on a... whatever. This is match 2. I forgot to stop the recording. We're on the play. For a one land hand, this is pretty good. I think we can keep this. Draw into another land, it gets out of control. So I'm guessing Infect at the moment. We'll see what happens. Yeah, looking like Infect. Fetch into a Dryad Arbor. Maybe into a breeding pool. Breeding pool. Agent. I think we go Dwynen's lead into Shaman of the Pack right now. Actually, let me think this through. Yeah. So we have access to 5 mana. Just trying to think through the likelihood of a Zuri overrun being feasible next turn. I don't really think it is. So we could just be dead here. So he's gonna pump and then Might of Volcrosa, and then the landfall one, and that's game. That's fine. So we don't have a good game 1 matchup against him. That's fine. Gonna happen. Infect, combo aggro. Excuse me. Blighted Agent is the worst possible draw for us to see. Excuse me. Golgari Charm can come in. Extraction can come in. We can consider Elvis Champion. We'll probably keep Reclamation Sage in case they're playing the, I can't think of the name of it, but the spell that, or the enchantment that targets. We're not really rushing for the win. We're trying to kill their creatures Overrun's not likely. Lead the Stampede we can skimp down on. Again, creature's less important than card availability right now. 3, 4. And part of this is because they could run Dispel, they may bring Dispel in. So we'll be on the play again here. So we can go Llanowar Elves. If we don't draw a land, hold up. Turn 2 Golgari Charm. We got some card draw. Problem with Golgari Charm is we gotta get them while they're tapped out, which I don't feel like they're gonna do on us. If they have Gitaxian Probe, I suppose. I just don't like the ability to kill their creatures here. I don't think it's good enough. Oh. Not good enough. I mean, we're going to get to see a card. If it's a land, then we get to do something turn 2. Oh, jeez. We're going to keep this. I don't think we can do anything else. There's really not... We still have the chance of potentially winning through beats with this hand if we get explosive. It's possible that first hand was worth keeping. Just Golgari Charm is... it's situational. And the fact that it would wipe us out. So I feel like seeing the Gitaxian Probe, I feel like rewarded by the decision to not keep the one land Golgari Charm hand. So I feel like he wouldn't have put himself in a position to really lose. Like, he may have lost a creature with it, but he may have thrown a creature out there that he was willing to lose to let his his whatever the unblockable one is, I can't think of it right now. That creature, the blue infect creature. He's going to get blue again, so he's probably dropping whatever the blue one is. I cannot think of its name right now for the life of me. Keep wanting to say Ink Moth. Blighted Agent. Except you tap for green, so Maybe he goes Noble Hierarch into whatever the next guy is. Glistener Elf. So he tapped for green and didn't do anything. Okay. Not really sure what's going on there. So here we're just going to go for it. No reason not to. So if you can't handle the Archdruid, excuse me, we may have this. Alright. Sideboard-wise, I don't think we do anything different. Yeah, I still like where we are. Just hope to draw better. Nice to draw nice. I think this is doable. So, excuse me, we don't have access to green mana to cast Beast Within, but we can cast Dismember. And we can, depending on how he starts, get Heritage Druid into Dwynen's Elite, allowing us to activate for Beast Within at instant speed. Although typically we want to kill him on their turn. Or on our turn, rather. So they have to waste their pump spells or protection spells on our turn. So this comes down to what is the likelihood that he can kill us turn 2. And what it comes down to is he has to have 2 of the +4/+4 spells, which might also include, which also requires a second land, but then to have it on turn 2, he also has to have a mutagenic growth. So I'm going to go get creatures on the board and then kill him route. So we're not going to block here. Here's the thing. If we block here, and he has any pump spell, we're kind of dead in the water. He hasn't played a second land, So worst case scenario, he's hitting us for 5. It's possible he's missed his land drop. We don't know that for certain, but if he's missed his land drop, then we start to be in a position where we're in pretty good shape. So I think we just let it go. He just gives us 1. Plays another elf. And a Dryad Arbor. Now... he does have... Alright, so now it's gotten a little more complicated. Now I think... So the problem is we don't have the ability to cast Dismember and Beast Within both here. So I think we just play the Scared Kitten. And say, hey, we're going to block. Try and make him commit to doing something. Alright, so that worked out really favorably for what we were trying to do. He doesn't have any infect creatures on the board now. Can we play this all? And do we want to? He's down to 1 card in hand. So what I'm questioning is whether we would just want to kill this beast and get it out of the way. We don't save ourselves any mana by save ourselves any life by dismembering it now. And we can drain and see what happens next turn. I think we're just going to roll with this. I mean, we can trigger Nykthos for more mana, but then we lose our black source anyway. So right now we only have to take 2 off Dismember. Next turn we have access to Dismember and a 6 life drain. This is why we save the Dismember. Oh, that's really good. Alright, so this leaves us a black source up if we have to go for double dismember during his turn. We're not attacking yet. I think the plan is going to be end step, dismember, dismember, go for lethal, 6, 7. Right now it's 10 exactly. Okay. And if he just passes, so he has to block with the Dryad Arbor or he dies. If he doesn't block with the Dryad Arbor, he would be able to. He has a small chance of doing lethal back, but he has to block with it. Now, it's possible he blocks and makes it survive, but then the odds of him killing me with direct damage on the way back is unlikely. Plus, he has to worry about what I have in hand. So he's going to get to blockers, then play a pump spell to kill the shaman to try and keep his Dryad Arbor alive. Probably should have kept one blocker back. This could end this could end poorly. Okay, so becoming immense, which actually really limits his ability or likelihood of beating us next turn, which is great. And then we almost certainly have lethal the next turn. Yep. So we got the win. Oh, that felt good. Man, I was feeling really a little, not salty, but a little sour after some poorer draws. So to actually get a hand that you want in the matchup you want. I also was thinking that I've probably been a little lazy about mulliganing lately. Like I just been like, oh, I got four elves and 3 land. You know, especially post work, I'm trying to make sure I'm focusing on getting the cards I need for the matchup. And there is some of that with elves where it's like, well, you have two choices. You either get the cards that you drew for the matchup, or you have a hand explosive enough to win without drawing those cards. And I don't know that I've been doing great lately at making sure I've got one or the other. So something I'm going to be trying to work on a little more as well with this. But anyway, feels good to get that win.